everyone. Welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we were talking to Candaith here. He had told us a bit of the history of the lineage of Isildur, going all the way back to the good King Arvidu, who had been lost in the far frozen north, and coming all the way down to Aragorn meeting Gandalf for the first time. And starting his long journey toward his position to claim the kingship. Next up, Halbarad. Candaith has told us to go and speak to Halbarad over here at the stables. It has been a few days, unfortunately, so we're going to take a look at what exactly he said to us. He said, "Some of the Dunedain have already begun to ride, Gnarlo. Speak with Halbarad at the stables to see if he has any advice before the rest of us depart." So that we can do. We are actually right outside the stables here where all the rangers have been showing up and lining up. So let's go on down here, talk to Halbarad. I think he is, yep, right back here chatting with the town person. So Halbarad, what can you give for us? I see you've taken the banner we gave you and folded it away somewhere. Hope you've got it safe and sound.
We will all gather again for a rest at Gwingris in Eregion.
Our preparations are complete, and some of the Dunedain have already mounted their horses and begun to ride. You do the same, or engage one of the horses at these stables, and we will be off. Lothrindir and I have chosen a course that would take us south in several legs, the first of which leads south through the Trollshaws and into Eregion. We will meet up in Gwingris, in Eregion, Gnarlo, and we will have a rest. So we need to go ride down to Gwingris, where we're going to find Ceradan. Apparently he is already waiting for us down there, or he will accompany us along the way. But anyway, whenever we get there, we should find him. We have been to Gwingris. Gwingris is, of course, as you ride down out of Rivendell through the Trollshaws into Eregion, it is the first little town that you run into right up here, at the very northern end of the Trollshaws. So we will definitely be taking the route, instead of going through the giant valley. We will take the route here down through, riding all along the Bruinen River, down through the Tal Bruinen, down to, is it Canley's camp? Cal something's camp down here, the little fisherman down at the bottom that you cross the ford and ride on up. So we are going to do that. We will continue the quest, and we are going to head to Gwingris, and we will meet you whenever we arrive down there. Alright folks, we are riding up on the ruined but still quite fair encampment of Gwingris here. And we need to see if we can find Ceradan. I have absolutely no idea where he is. I am not seeing any rings on my map, though. So perhaps he's back here toward the rear. That would be my guess, particularly. Just being that it is, you know, Volume 3 and the... Yep, there he is, Volume 3, and as you see, they tend to stick these rangers into places where they won't be quite so obvious. Plus, I don't think they actually show up until you've actually gotten into Volume 3. Pretty sure that these are one of those instance types things. They don't instance the zone, but the actual rangers along here probably don't show up. Just like the name doesn't show up on them until you actually click on them. Guess that's how they can be, along with, as I said, the outfits and the mask and all, they can be kind of more interchangeable that way.
The first leg of our journey is complete, but not without incident.
Chapter 4, Riding South. The first leg of our journey is complete, but not without incident. My horse, Erebrandir, has drawn up lame. There is something wrong with one of his shoes, and he cannot go on unless something is done. Halbarad says I should just engage another horse, but I have been speaking to the elves here, and they've given me another idea. Apparently, a skilled farrier has recently passed through Gwingris. This farrier, Lorndon by name, could certainly repair Erebrandir's shoes. I understand that London left Gringris headed east. If you find him and convince him to return, we will have been delayed but little. So we need to find London the farrier and talk to him. Oops. Let us accept the
first
quest.
leg of our journey is complete, but not without incident.
Not exactly the heroic stuff that we thought we would be doing whenever we rode south, did we? Actually, since it's nighttime, let's draw up our horse of Michael Delving, so we can turn our lantern on legitimately. There we are. And let's see, he left Gwingris headed east. Okay, so if we left Gwingris, I would imagine let's ride down toward Glad Ereg and then up into the Penderegion area. And we will see if that will get us into the area that we need to be. If we don't find him that way, we will come back and then try some of the areas in between, like the Dunlending camps and all, to see if maybe he had been captured by Dunlendings, perhaps. Okay, that's the road that leads back down into the valley along the river. So we will skip that one for now. As I said, we are going to just ride up this road, take the fork in the road there, and ride up toward the east toward the Penderegion. So we will see you again when we get a sign of maybe running into this farrier, and number 2, when we find the road again. We will see you in just a little bit. Alright everyone, we have had a ring pop up on our map right over here, so I'm thinking we might have located the person. I have really enjoyed this ride. I wish it were daytime. As the bros could tell you, whenever we used to play modded Minecraft back in the various brocrafts we've done, I love the autumnal forest. There was always the one with, I think it was the Plenty of Biomes or something like that was the name of the mod, and they always had the autumn forest. I always enjoyed that, and that's kind of what you get here. Wish it were daylight, because everything, the trees here, all the reds and yellows and the hollies and all, and I just love that look. Yep, there's London. Oh, a human farrier. I'm surprised the elves would even consider you worthy of their consideration, but you do have a magnificent mustache, may I say.
Careful, stranger. There's a group of Uruks in these parts.
Careful, stranger. There's a group of Uruks in these parts, of great size and strength. I saw them not 2 hours ago. They were passing north, and though I could understand little of their cruel speech, it seems to me they were seeking treasure. There are ruins throughout these lands, you know. These Uruks would like nothing better than a chance at plunder. London listens to your account of Seridan's plight and agrees to tend to the needs of his horse Erebrandir. His face then freezes in a mask of fear. The Uruks, they've come back. Prepare to fight. So we got to defend him from the Shark Unak Uruks. And we will do that right now. Let us dismount. That is going to be no problem whatsoever. And that is, they come right for the important guy as well. And I don't mean you, Londan. One of them is wanting to chop on you a little bit, isn't he? The Sharkanak will remember this. I'm sure you will. Hard to forget, as Gimli would say, with my sword implanted in your nervous system. Thank you, friend. I will speak with you back at Gwingris. That's it? One wave? Just those two? Interesting. Alright. We have talked to Lundan the farrier, who will be... Okay, now we've got to ride back to Gwingris. Easy enough. Seems like we could have just sent him a letter. I mean, after all, it does seem like the mail service in this place doesn't have any trouble reaching the most distant and isolated parts of the areas here. But Is that your campfire? Did you make a fire and then wander off? I was wondering where that fire was sitting there. I bet you did. I bet you left it burning. You are not a very conscientious person there, Landon. We will have to speak to you about that very sternly when we get back to Gwingris. And we will see you there. We are approaching Gwingris again. You'll notice we took a bit of a cross-country route this time, being that we did have him, so we didn't need to search the road to see if he was broken down on the road somewhere. We did come across him. So we took a little bit shorter route this time. I imagine that he will be parked, I would think, back there with... Is that you over here? There you are over here. Why are y'all getting all scattered out? I would have thought he'd been over there with Saradan, but nope, they brought him way over here, which means as soon as we talk to him, then we're going to have to travel over there and talk to Saradan, aren't we?
I have fit a new shoe to Cyrodon's horse. He will have no problems now.
Irritating, you are. I have fit a new shoe to Saradan's horse, Gnarlo. He will have no problems now. I wonder if the same can be said for the few who live in these lands. Those Uruks spoke as if more would be coming, and we have no reason to doubt them. There has been much more activity among those creatures, many more of them on the roads in recent weeks. I do not like it. Well, give Saradan my thanks for sending you my way, friend Hobbit. I would have been in a great deal of trouble if you had not come along when you had, and the price of a new horseshoe is a small price to pay indeed. Yeah, but you didn't pay me. You paid Saradan. I didn't need a horseshoe. Let's go back over here to Saradan. Perhaps he will have a coin or two, or 42 to give me. Ooh, more logs. I've been collecting logs as I was going along. Black ash. I'm trying to finish up the black ash so I can get rid of all of it. I'm proficient in it. I just haven't mastered it yet. So I need to master that level so I can start on get rid of all the black ash in my inventory and go to the next one.
Erebrandir is ready to go once more.
Although I could just throw them out, I just can't bring myself to do it because I am an MMO hoarder after all. Erebrandir is ready to go once more. His new shoe fits perfectly, a testament to the skill of Londan. I am worried about these Uruks, though. If it is true that many of these creatures have come north through Inidwaith into Eregion, our ride south may quickly become more difficult than it has been to this point. Are they solely here for plunder, or is there another purpose that drives them? Londan gave to me the shoe he took from Erebrandir. It is yours if you want it. Some people believe a shoe such as this brings good fortune. I do not think that is the case, but I leave you to make up your mind. Ooh. All right, we'll get increased reputation, 500 with the Grey Company, some legendary item experience. Erebrandir's horseshoe. Some people believe that such a shoe brings good fortune. I have been carrying around Erebrandir's horseshoe on my dwarf from time to time for fricking ever. And there's a lot of us who are carrying around this lucky horseshoe. We put it on for like the fishing events and that kind of stuff, and haven't any of us found any darn thing that this shoe does so far. So if it does something, it is definitely hidden, buried deep into the code or whatever. But you know what? Out of tradition, let's take this horseshoe. We will take the lucky horseshoe.
The rest of the Dunedain have gone on ahead. They wait now for us.
Chapter 5. Forces at Work in Eregion. The rest of the Dunedain have gone on ahead. They wait now for us. We will meet up with the company for the next leg of our journey further south of here at Eregion. That is, of course, going to be this camp right here in the middle of the Eregion. Let's turn our map notes on. Let's at least have that turned on, shall we? Points of interest. There we go. It's the one right here in the center of the zones where we're going to travel next. May the wind at your back speed you onward. Erebrandir and I will see how stands up the work of Londan. Until we meet again at Eregion, Gnarlo. So now we need to go and talk to Radonir at Eregion. Clicked accept. There we go. All right, so it's off to Eregion now. We will mount up. And we will meet back up with you whenever we reach the southernmost camp there. Well, the southern camp. I won't say southernmost because there'll be more. I'm sure we will probably get to Mirabel before this is all done. That'll probably be the next leg of our journey. But let's go see what tasks they have for us at Eregion, shall we? We have made it out of the forest and crossing the plain here, and we are approaching the camp at Eregion here in basically the center of the zone. Right here, not quite as pretty, another elf ruin, but not quite as pretty as up there in Gwingris. Now, I think it's Radinir that we need to find. So we will talk to him right after I grab these branches over here. I'm sorry, but if you put a set of the branches right in the damn camp, I am going to grab them. Well, let's go ahead and get those. There we go. All right, where are you at, Radinir? You're out here. What? You're too good to stay over here. You rangers spent so much time out in the wilderness by yourself that you can't stand to be around people now, or you just standing over here by the resurrection circle so that whenever someone rallies over here, you can maybe sell them some potions to get back to health or something.
We have received a call for aid, and Halbarad thinks we should help.
Forces at work in Eregion, Chapter 5. We have called a halt, Gnarlo, and it may be for longer than we originally intended. We have received a call for aid from a dwarf passing north from the White Mountains, and Halbarad has determined it to be serious enough to justify a stop. The dwarf's name is Fusi Gemcutter, and he will speak to you about his problems. He will speak to anyone, it seems. Uh-oh. So Fusi is a big loudmouth, is he? Let's come on up here. Let's talk to Fusi. We need to visit the merchants here anyway and sell back some crap that we've collected along the way. So let us go ahead and talk to Fusi. Boy, are depressed looking bunch of people, especially you, Linkaleel. You need to cheer up a little bit, hun.
Who are you? You are no ranger.
Yes, who are you? You are no ranger, I can see that. It is an outrage, I tell you, when dwarves cannot take the road north from the White Mountains without fear of harassment. There we were, my father and I, when out from behind one of the large stones you see scattered everywhere in these lands, jumps the largest Uruk you've ever seen. He beat his chest with a gloved hand, shouted the name of his clan, I'll never forget it, then knocked out my father, Funi, and dragged him off. You ask him in what direction the Sharkanak Uruk took his father, and his brow furrows with puzzlement. Sharkunak? No, the name he shouted was Ninkoth. In all the confusion, I can't remember what direction he went, but if you can find the site of the attack, which was to the east of here, you may see some tracks or something. So find the site of the attack on Fusi and Funi Gemcutter. That we can do. I am going to visit the healer and provisioner here, sell back some stuff right quick. I will, and then probably actually camp for a little while, enjoy some of their roast hare that they're cooking. And then when it becomes daylight, we will travel out. Probably tell some stories, maybe dance a little jig and sing a little tune about the man in the moon or something. Try to cheer these people up a bit. And 2, that will also allow us to be riding out whenever it's a good deal brighter. That will let us enjoy the scenery and also make it probably a little bit easier to find this campsite. So we will see you again in just a little while.
How may I be of service to you?
And we have returned, and it is now daylight. And I've got to say, no matter how much I've been dancing and telling jokes for these people, you can see they are still just as depressed as they were. Tough crowd tonight. Really tough crowd. Okay. It looks like we're probably going to get some rain this week. Yep, there we go. Here comes the rain. Say probably get some rain this morning. I guess we actually have something of a roof in there, so it wasn't raining on us, was it? We could just see the dreariness. Okay, so we are looking for his father, Fusi Gemcutter's father, Funi, I think his name is, and looking for the site of the attack. He said it was to the east of the encampment here. So let us see if we can travel out this way. Said now that it's daylight, we can see things a little better, and you can see the beauty of the trees and all as the leaves are turning. Looks a lot like it does outside right now. I know the trees around my house are beautiful reds, and most of them are these gorgeous yellows and oranges. So I do, in fact, enjoy it. My favorite time of the year with all the yellows and reds and all. In fact, I planted a couple of Japanese maples in my yard, just to be sure that we can get the redness and the yellow in the yard all the time. Don't have to wait just until fall in order to have it. Okay, so we are looking for this site of the attack. I'm just wondering, how far do we have to go before we find it, and how obvious is it going to be? Are we going to see a lot of, is it going to be like the others where we got sparklies on the ground? What kind of a situation are we going to be in here? And how far up the valley do we have to travel as well? You know, he doesn't mention where he was coming from or where he was going or anything like that, so we may have to search around for a while until we find it. If it doesn't pop up obviously along here, or we don't see a ring on the map, I am definitely not seeing any sparklies on the ground. Whoops, lost backpack. I wonder if that's it. He did say. And there's some blood spots on the ground. It looks like some maybe campfire signs. Let's see what this is. A confusion of tracks surround the fallen pack and lead off to the east. Says he dropped the sack when we nabbed him. Should be around here. Okay, so they came back looking for the sack. Well done. It definitely saves on the time that I have to spend going and looking for y'all, so I do appreciate it. You will never find that dwarf. Actually, I got a feeling that I shall. The Ninkoth will avenge me. Alright, so we have taken out the Ninkoth now. Find information about the Ninkoth Uryx east of the fallen backpack. Alright, so east is this way. I suppose the way that they were wandering, so it does look like we are heading into this valley. Heading on up that way, I remember that ruin. I wonder if we're going to have to go into that ruin, perhaps. That would be a possibility. I know there are some quests along this way that do take you in there. I'm wondering if that's it. That's where I'm gonna head. If I don't cross anything like an encampment or anything along the way, I'm gonna head for that ruin up there and see if there's somebody up there that can talk to us. So I do believe there is. Let's mount up while we're at it. No reason to be doing this on foot, for God's sake. We're getting enough of that on Gnarlo at the moment. Learning from her just how much we do appreciate having a horse. Okay, is anything to do with the Ninkoth up here? Or do we have to go further? Do we have to go on into where there's a camp further along? Frightened adventurer. And his ring is flaming, so that could be us.
Pursue the Uryx. Your trail ends here, I am afraid.
Hail to you, Hobbit. You are in pursuit of the Uryx. Your trail ends here, I'm afraid. The ruins of Minas Elendur that you see atop the cliffs here are crawling with the creatures, and with worse besides. Still, you intend to scour the ruins. You are brave, my friend. If I cannot dissuade you, I will at least tell you what I have learned of this place. I will not myself journey there again, not for any sum. There are strange doings going on inside Minas Elendur and its cursed cellars, and I have seen enough to last me. Nope, gotta select one of the quest rewards. Alrighty. So we can choose Uruk Slayer, which gives the Westernest damage, tier 3, Flame Strike, Flame damage, tier 3. Ooh, that would be nice. Shining Star, which is Lore Master. Oh, okay. The class is Runekeeper, Lore Master. That one is for Lore Master, Minstrel, Captain. That one's for Lore Master, Runekeeper. And this one, yeah, this one applies to us. I guess that's the one that we have to take.
Well, this was the site of a terrible battle, long ago.
Chapter 6, Fusi Gemcutter. The elves at Gwingris would not tell me much of these ruins, but they told me enough to whet my curiosity, that this was the site of a battle long ago, and none of the people who lived here was spared the sword. But the gold of the enemy was not treasure, for the coffers were left untouched. Untouched! But there is something strange about the rooms and corridors of Minas Elendur, and the cellars of Delatharm, which run beneath it. You see things sometimes, disturbing things. It is as if the horrors that fell upon that place scarred it in some way that the stones have not forgotten. It would be a brave hobbit indeed to explore the place from top to bottom. Some rooms in Minas Elendur can only be reached by stairs within Delatharm, and the opposite seems also to be so. I do not know why the Nenkoth Uruks have come to this place, but I feel it must be as bewildering to them as it is to me. Wherever they are keeping this dwarf for whom you are looking, it will not be easy to find. So we have to find Fusi Gemcutter somewhere within Minas Elendur. Alright, and that is where we will stop. Let's look over here. I think we've gotten a deed. We did indeed. It is exploration from top to bottom. It says, the ruins of Minas Elendur and Eregion and their undercellars of Delatham have gone unexplored for long years since they were abandoned. Wow, look at all those areas that we need to find inside. And you get the thorough. I like that title. 5 Turbine points. I may do it just to get that title. Alright, folks. I am thinking that that is going to be an episode. We should be very close to the 30-minute mark, if not quite there. So we will call that a break. I will sit here with the frightened adventurer, give him a little bit of smoke from my pipe, share a little weed with him. That should calm him down. Worked for Radagast and the Hobbit, after all. And we might just step inside to get out of the rain for a little while. So we will see you next time. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.